Howdy. Well, I was just watching a thing and I decided to show off my very meager collection of pistols in .380, which is also called 9mm Kurtz, 9mm Corto, or 9x17. It's the 9mm short. It was used in Europe and the US, well, through World War II. The Italians loved it, the Czechs played with it, and others did as well. Anyway, speaking of that, this is a 1934 Beretta in 9mm Corto, as they say in Italian. And it's a, as you can see, the bluing is completely gone on it. And it's just, well, it's in good shape, but it has been beat to heck and gone. But it does have all the markings on it. I don't know if you can see the markings here, but they say R Beretta, or P Beretta, P Beretta, I guess, Cal 9 Corto, Mo 1934, Brevetto, which I think is patent, Gardone VT 1940 XVIII. Now, the reason behind that XVIII is the Italian-made pistols that were made under the reign of Mussolini were made in what's called the fascist era. And the 1940 is the Gregorian for it. And 15, 16, 17, 18, this is year 18 of the fascist era. That means 18th year since the fascists took control. So, and everything that's made in Italy at that time period is so marked. But this was designed in 1934. It uses the typical open slide design that Beretta is famous for. Even the Model 92 has that. And it's a robust, well-developed, well-made pistol with a, I only have one magazine for it, and boy, is it sticky. Oh, there. But that's the magazine. And come on now, you get back in there. And it works well. Anyway, that's my one and only real Italian pistol. This one is a CZ or VZ38. And the CZ38 is an interesting one. The Czechoslovakian army had decided on this as their pistol, and they had they put in an order for 41,000 of these. Well, tooling was set up. It was set up at the factory in Brno, and they were just churning them out, and they put the first few of them out and put them through testing 4 days before the Nazis took over Czechoslovakia. So in comes the Germans before the army, the Czech army, could get their hands on any of these. And they said, yes, continue to make these, and we'll take them all, thank you very much. So these were all made and approved by the Czech army, not by the Weimar, by the Czech army. Therefore, if you look at it, you will find all kinds of like acceptance stamps from the Czech army, but none by the Nazis. There is no Nazi Waffen stamp on these at all. Interestingly, the serial number on this is, let's see, it's right here, is 28,042. Well, up to 29,000 and change was the 41,000. There were other orders after the initial 41,000 order, but this is like one of the very last of that first 41,000 order, sorry. And it's a beautiful pistol. I mean, it's in absolutely pristine shape. Take a look. This has not been refinished. It is the original finish, and there's only a few little blemishes anywhere on it. It's the CZ38 is a very interesting pistol. It's a blowback, standard blowback, but it has some unique features. This little lever here, you notice there's no safety of any kind. It's normally operated as just a blowback. It's empty, blowback. So you have to, and as double action only. Actually, if you catch the hammer right, you can actually cock it, but it doesn't do much good because the single action trigger pull is just as hard as the double action, and it's a brutal trigger pull. It's in .380, and it was mainly issued to the let's see, the the guys in Eastern Front, Europe. A lot of them were sent over there, so a lot of these never came home. They ended up in Russia. But interestingly, the takedown on this, that's the most unique thing. Push this forward. Oh, forgot. If you can, cock it. Push this forward and lift. There's your barrel. There's your slide. There's your hammer. I mean, everything is wide open and you can get to it. Oh, come on. Let's get this out. I'm going to have to do off there, like that. Now, the way you put it back together is you slide the barrel into this, put it down, pull this back to re-engage, and you're done. Interesting, very interesting pistol in terms of the design, and I'm rather proud to have this because even though it's the ugly duckling of pistols, and it is, it's butt ugly, but this is in pristine shape, probably because it's butt ugly, and who would want it? And it's just an example of Czech manufacturing, just really, really well made. Well, after World War II, Mauser was sitting there, and they had the patent and tooling drawings and stuff for their pistols, and they were sort of running out of ideas and running out of money too. So they thought, what can we do? And along came a company in Spain who said, hey Mauser, mind if we make a copy of your Mauser HSC? We'll license it and everything. So here is a licensed copy of the Mauser HSC, and it even says, where does it say it? I know it says Mauser on it somewhere. It says 9mm Kurtz, and there. It has the Mauser, let me see. It has the Mauser banner, and it says Mauser HSC Model 80, Renato Gambia Gardone. It's made in Italy. Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was made in Italy. I know it was made under a license to Renato Gamba. So this was made in Italy. It's not exactly a Mauser HSC. Here, as an example, this is a 32 ACP Mauser HSC made by Mauser in World War II. It has the Bakelite-like wartime finish. It has grips that are made out of some soft wood because they've been worn to hell and gone. And this was recovered off of the Eastern Front. And one can see that because it has this X. This X denotes that it was Russian capture. Also, the electro-penciled serial number on it was just for ease of noticing, because it does have the serial number, I forget where, but it does have it on it, and it's hard to find. So when they did find it, they just electro-penciled it on the slide so that you'd more easily find it. But it does have a Waffen stamp here. It's got Waffen stamps all over it. But this is a standard HSC. You notice it has that sleek, almost Art Deco look of this little hump on the front. Well, that's missing on this one. But, oops, sorry. But this is a Mauser HSC, made just like the original, only in 380. Well, that was what I wanted to talk about, but I thought of something else. Firearms Addict on Monday did a really interesting video about his 25 Auto. Well, I have one 25 Auto, only one, and this is it. You know, this is on a totally different subject, but here we have a Mauser WTP in 25 Auto. It has the Mauser logo and everything. Here, let me do that. That's better. But the one problem with this is it's missing the piece right here that clips the magazine to the housing. And without it, what you have to do is get a tool and pry this magazine out to fill it with 25 Auto. But then everything else works. It works just fine. Okay, now that I pulled the slide back, I'm going to have to get a tool just to get this out so it'll go forward so I can put it back up. I would take these out to shoot them. Well, not this one. I only have a box with maybe 20, 25 Autos left in it. And they're hard to come by around here. They're impossible to come by around here. I can get 380, and I can get 32. I've got a lot of 32. But the problem is I'm in Oregon. I'm in the Cascades, and my main shooting place is a quarry that's up the mountain a ways. Actually, well, it's about 8 miles up the hill. and it's about, oh, I don't know, 1,000, 1,500 feet above me. And it still has snow on the ground up there. And the gravel road up to it is a bit impassable at the moment, which is why I'm doing so many of these desktop things, because I just can't get out and shoot. But anyway, there's my guns of the day. Happy trails.